So that's it in terms of our introduction. I'm going to pass it over to Beatrice now. Who'll talk to us about what education credentials is, why it is valuable, and if it's valuable for you given your circumstances, and how you can go about recognizing your academic acknowledgements. My apologies, I don't have Beatrice's bio here. Beatrice is with World Education Services. She's a senior manager there, runs 2 programs, WES Gateway Program, as well as the WES Global Talent. I'll pass it over to her. My apologies, I don't have her bio if she wants to say a couple of words about her background and her experiences. And the floor is all yours, Beatrice.
Thank you, Malaz. And I am going to share my screen. I hope you can all see my screen now. So thank you once again, and thanks everyone for joining us today. I hope you and your families are healthy and safe and are managing as best as you can during this time. I'm excited to present and share information about our credential evaluation process and our work at WES. On the screen, you have the agenda. I'll talk about our credential evaluation process and walk you through the steps you need to take in order to apply to get an evaluation. And then I'll share more information about the WES Gateway Program, who can benefit from it, how applicants can access it, and how the reports issued through the program are different from our standard reports. So a few things about WES. We are a social enterprise dedicated to helping international students and skilled immigrants achieve their educational and professional goals in Canada and the United States. WES was founded in 1974 in New York, so that's 46 years ago, and we started our operations in Canada in 2000. WES evaluations are used by universities, colleges, regulatory bodies, employers, apprenticeship training program, and immigration authorities. Our mission is to advance the global mobility and integration of people into academic and professional settings by helping them fully utilize their international education and expertise. And a few words about me. I manage the WES Gateway Program. I've worked in the immigrant serving sector for over 10 years in different capacities and joined WES 2 years ago to launch and manage the Gateway Program. Let's talk about credential evaluation and recognition. A credential evaluation compares the educational qualifications from another country to educational standards in Canada. It also validates your education and helps you make key decisions, whether you want to relicense in your profession, you want to go back to school, to further your education, or to seek employment. These evaluation reports also help employers and licensing boards and admission officers at colleges and universities understand your academic accomplishments. They also verify the authenticity of your education. So a WES credential evaluation identifies and describes applicants' credentials. It verifies that applicants' credentials are authentic. And depending on the type of credential evaluation, it may include a grade point average, GPA equivalency. It also includes an evaluation of the authenticity of the applicant's documents. It's important to understand that WES is one of 6 credential evaluation services in Canada. And this means that a WES report may not always be the best option for you. how you intend to use the report determines the type of evaluation you need, because many universities and regulators do their own evaluation. And if you have only one set of documents in a sealed envelope from the school, you want to make sure you send the documents to the correct evaluation authority. As I said before, a credential evaluation report is a tool for you. It's a tool that helps people make decisions on their next steps in Canada. In terms of who needs an evaluation, those who work in regulated professions and need to get a license, for example, in engineering, accounting, teaching, healthcare, and many more. Those who want to continue or upgrade their education, those who want to enroll in occupation-specific bridging programs to prepare for employment. Everyone applying for a job in Canada, although some employers don't require an official evaluation to be sent directly by us, it's easier for them to understand your international education if you provide them with a Canadian equivalency on your resume. And finally, those applying for immigration to Canada must have a credential evaluation as part of the application. These are the types of credential evaluation WES issues. First, document by document. This evaluation provides the Canadian equivalency of your credential, and it's typically used for first-year University of College admission and for employment purposes. It's important to note that WES does not evaluate occupational or trade qualifications, only academic education. The course-by-course evaluation provides the Canadian equivalency of the credential and the Canadian GPA, as well as the list of courses taken and the grades. And it's usually used for transfer credit and graduate university admission, as well as for licensure application. And finally, the Educational Credential Assessment, ECA. It is an evaluation for immigration purposes. It provides applicants equivalency for Canadian immigration requirements. And let's look now at how you can apply to get a WES evaluation. We offer a simple three-step process for individuals with international degrees to get their credentials assessed. You just go to the WES website, create an account, submit an online application, and receive a WES reference number. And then you would have to submit your documents according to our requirements, and that depends on your country of education. Once we review and accept the documents, we produce the report, and when the report is complete, we send it to the institution indicated in your file. WES reputation, as you may know, is based on our very strict document requirements. We require the documents to be sent to us by the institution in a sealed envelope or be authenticated by higher education or diplomatic authorities. Before starting the process, you may want to make sure you understand what is required in order to get a WES evaluation. And you can check on our website what documents you need to submit and in what format, depending on your country of education. And the link is on this slide for you to check it out. And now let's talk about the WES Gateway Program. The goal of the program is to assist people who cannot obtain their documents in a sealed envelope because of war, conflict, or natural disaster in their country of education. Now, Many refugees or displaced individuals coming to Canada have unique situations and varied educational backgrounds, and just because they can get official documents from the school to meet WES's standard requirements or other evaluation providers' requirements doesn't mean that they don't have an education. And that's what the Gateway program does. It creates a way for these individuals to get a credential evaluation and move on with their lives. The program started as a pilot project we delivered in 2016-2017 to respond to the Syrian refugee crisis. We realized then that many of the people who were coming into the country were highly educated, but they didn't have access to official documents. We wanted to help, so we developed a methodology to conduct evaluation based on documents people had on their possession. Originals, not in a sealed envelope, or photocopies. And to reach the clients who needed the service, we relied on community partners. WES doesn't do direct service, so we partnered with agencies that were already serving the newly arrived refugees and who could screen them and determine if they were eligible for the program. Gateway is the scaled up version of this pilot and is now available to individuals educated in 7 countries who meet the program requirements. You have the 7 countries on the list. They are Afghanistan, Eritrea, Iraq, Syria, Turkey, Ukraine, and Venezuela. And let's talk about eligibility. It comes down to 3 components: education, documents available, and WES's capacity to evaluate. The participants in the Gateway program must be educated in one of the 7 eligible countries and have at least a high school diploma. We don't evaluate incomplete high school education. As well, we don't evaluate education in the trades, as I mentioned before. The participants must also be in possession of at least one piece of credible evidence of their education, and that's a diploma or the transcript, and have utilized all the resources and efforts to obtain official documents from the school. Now, a very important note: having education in one of these 7 countries does not automatically qualify you for the WES Gateway program. We have, to this day, we have applicants from all these 7 countries who are able to complete the standard process. They manage to obtain transcripts in a sealed envelope with the help of friends of families still in the country. And we actually have applicants from Syria who got their reports in the pilot phase 3 years ago and are now coming back with official documents and are applying to receive a standard evaluation. And we've heard from them that the situation is a little safer in Syria right now, and the schools are more responsive to students' requests. And another important note: Gateway is not accessible to applicants who don't live in Canada and is not accepted by IRCC for immigration purposes. In terms of documents, applicants have to submit copies of at least one document issued by their school, and that's a diploma or degree certificate or the transcript. Sometimes it's called statement of marks or different other names. If they don't have a diploma or a transcript, we may be able to reconstruct their education with other documents, such as a professional license or certificate, or other documents that prove enrollment in an academic institution. But in these cases, our options are really limited, and we can't guarantee that we will be able to issue an evaluation. Now, I'll just go over some of the differences of the standard evaluation and Gateway program processes. So on the screen, you can see a snapshot of the 2 services. For the standard evaluation, the application form can be found on the WES website and can be accessed by anyone. As well, for the service, WES has country-specific document requirements that must be met. For the report, we will have an authenticity statement to say that it's based on official documents. Now, for the Gateway program, the application is accessible only to referral partners that have signed on with WES. And as I mentioned earlier, applicants are to submit the documents already in their possession, which can be originals, not in a sealed envelope, or photocopies. And as a result, the Gateway report, on the Gateway reports, there's no authenticity statement. Instead, there is a remark to say that the report is based on photocopies. So referrals into the program are done by our Gateway partner organizations, and those interested must contact a partner in order to be referred. Currently, the program has 23 referral partners all over the country. We have 17 community agencies, 2 regulators, APEGA, this is the engineering regulator in Alberta, and Quebec Engineers. We have 2 educational institutions as well, Seneca College and Wilfrid Laurier University. We have 1 refugee-led organization, and that is Jumpstart, of course. We're very happy to work with Jumpstart in the Gateway program. And we also have 1 international organization serving refugees in camps in certain countries, and that's Talent Beyond Boundaries. We continue to work and raise awareness of the program and expand our partnerships to ensure everyone who needs this program has access to it. These are just 3 of the hundreds of applicants who have received Gateway reports so far. Majid is now a student at Humber College. Ziad just received very recently, a month or 2 ago, received his professional engineering license in Saskatchewan. And Weed was able to secure employment with the TTC using his Gateway report. And to close, I'm sharing some WES tools and resources for you to use. To access those resources, just go on the WES website and click on Tools and Advice tab. Some of the free tools and resources you will find there are the degree equivalency tool, which lets you see instantly how your credentials compare to the Canadian standards. This tool will help you understand education equivalency in Canada, and employers can also use this tool if they do not understand your international education. The WES Advisor blog is a bi-weekly blog that offers advice on education, employment, and licensing with more resources to help skilled immigrants advance in their career goals. We also have career pathways guides that provide career-specific information and include tools to help you explore options and make informed decisions. And also our webinars offer information to assist you in your quest to pursue an education in Canada. We also have an app that lets you check the status of your application, get notifications or reminders, and access your report once it's completed. And a WES Digital Badge is a web-enabled version of your credential evaluation report, which means that it can be verified online instantly. You can easily display and share your badge for maximum visibility and recognition. And that's a wrap. And with that, we'll go ahead and take some time for questions.